Welcome back to the Weather Shed. I know it's been a minute. The end of January was, well, pretty quiet in the weather department, which, given that time of year, I am not complaining. But we have a little bit of weather coming our way here tomorrow into Thursday. What you have on your screen right now is the European model precipitation forecast showing, as you can see across Iowa, a mix of precipitation changing over to freezing rain. My least two favorite words, I must say. This has prompted the National Weather Service to issue a series of winter weather advisories, and really just for that potential for freezing rain all the way from western Iowa to Chicago, and down south almost getting down to St. Louis there. National Weather Service forecast officially from a little after 3 o'clock this afternoon is giving basically the eastern 2/3 of the state at least a chance at 1/100th of an inch. Wish we'd switch over to metric, to be quite honest. But anyway, the heaviest looks like to be south of I-80, where we may see a tenth of an inch of ice. But as I'm going to show you in some of the models here, that seems a little unlikely. So these amounts are probably in line with most of the models, maybe a tad high. So let's take a look. First, we're going to look at the broader long-range global models. This is the European model. Not as high a resolution, but you can see just a little bit less than what the National Weather Service was painting for us. The heaviest amounts definitely in eastern Iowa, southeast Iowa, less so as you get back towards Des Moines, and even less so there around Fort Dodge. The GFS, the American counterpart, really taking the ice out of the equation for eastern Iowa and just leaving a light amount down here, basically in the southern third, with the heavier amounts down there in Missouri. And we're going to take a look at two higher resolution short range models. That's why you're going to see, instead of the big pink swaths, little itty bitty areas, because it's more detailed, finer resolution. And kind of, again, the same story, southeast Iowa, most likely. But here are the HRRR models giving us isolated pockets farther into the northeast part of the state. And then, really, in terms of the state of Iowa, the NAM 3K is looking the best for our well-being anyway. Only down there in far southeast Iowa are we going to see very much ice according to this model. So I like to show you a variety just to show that there are possibilities and not everything is set in stone. And these, in addition to others, are exactly what the folks at the National Weather Service and your local TV stations are analyzing and using to make their forecasts. So that's what I like to do in this channel, kind of peel back the curtain a little bit and share with you the raw data and just a little bit of my interpretation. I noticed something else on the horizon as I was looking at our precipitation type forecast here from the European model. This is for your Friday midnight to Sunday midnight. And we have a storm system coming through this weekend, primarily looking at some light snow accumulation up there in the northern tier part of the state, and heavier amounts if you happen to be up in and around Minneapolis into Wisconsin. We'll look at some modeled forecasted snow totals. This is from like that same European model, and really looking at upwards, maybe 2 inches in the far northern reaches of the state. Lesser amounts, basically flurries to a dusting as far south as Interstate 80. And of course, just for good comparison, the GFS painting about the same picture. So this far out, having model agreement like that gives a little more confidence, and this will be our eventual reality for the weekend. So we'll keep an eye on it, see if anything changes. Storms can always shift north, south, east, west. It's a Not to be a broken record, but nothing is set in stone. That'll do it for this video. I thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Have a good night.